All right, so let's dive into something that I think sounds pretty fantastic.
Okay.
Managing your very own villa in Phuket remotely.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about keeping it in tip-top shape and making sure it's, profitable,
Right.
all without being there in person.
Yeah.
Our deep dive today is based on the guide, How to Maintain Your Phuket Villa Remotely Without Worrying About Deterioration.
Okay.
I think you're going to find some of these tips surprisingly useful.
I agree. There's some really practical advice in here,
Yeah.
and it all starts with setting up a solid foundation
Okay.
with the right property management system.
So not just any old system will do.
Right. Think of it like this. You wouldn't use a bicycle to transport a refrigerator.
Okay.
You need the right tool for the job.
Right?
The guide emphasizes choosing software tailored to your specific needs as a villa owner in Phuket.
Yeah.
Do you need help with booking management?
Okay.
Tracking maintenance tasks?
Hmm.
What about financial reporting? There are platforms that can handle all of that and more.
Okay, so being organized is key.
Right.
But I'm guessing technology plays a big role here too.
Absolutely. This guide highlights how cloud-based platforms and mobile apps
Okay.
can essentially become your virtual assistant.
Well,
Imagine you're in New York City,
right.
and you get an alert that a potential guest in Phuket is requesting to book your villa for the following month. You can confirm availability, process the payment,
Wow.
and even arrange a virtual tour, all while sipping your morning coffee.
Wow. That's impressive. So I can basically manage my villa from anywhere in the world.
Pretty much. And it's not just about bookings.
Oh.
Think about maintenance tasks.
Yeah.
The system can send you reminders for routine inspections, alert you to potential issues, and even connect you with local service providers in Phuket who can handle
It
repairs.
sounds like these systems take care of a lot of the heavy lifting.
Mm,
But does the guide talk about anything else that's essential for remote management?
definitely. Even with the best technology, regular inspections are crucial.
Yeah.
The guide recommends checking in on your villa at least every 3 months.
Okay.
It's about catching those minor issues before they turn into major headaches.
That makes sense.
Okay.
But wouldn't I need to fly to Phuket every 3 months for those inspections?
Right.
That kind of defeats the purpose of remote management, doesn't it?
That's where having a reliable team on the ground comes in. Remember those local service providers we talked about?
Yes.
They can handle those routine inspections for you.
Yep.
And because they're in Phuket,
Right.
they understand the specific challenges of the tropical climate.
So they know what to look for and how to prevent problems before they arise. It sounds like finding the right people is just as important as having the right technology.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when it comes to those inspections, documentation is key.
Okay.
Detailed records of all maintenance activities help you track recurring issues, plan for the future, and ensure accountability.
Okay, so we've covered the importance of a good property management system,
Right.
regular inspections, and reliable local contacts. Now, what about the exterior of the villa?
Yeah.
Phuket is known for its stunning natural beauty. So I imagine maintaining that exterior is a big part of the equation.
Absolutely. The guide dives into the importance of landscaping and exterior upkeep,
Okay.
stressing the need for local expertise.
Now, I know Phuket has a tropical climate,
Yes.
but what's so special about the landscaping there? Wouldn't any gardener be able to handle it?
Not necessarily. The guide emphasizes
Okay.
choosing landscaping services that are familiar with Phuket's unique climate and soil conditions.
Okay.
They understand which plants thrive in that environment,
Right.
how to deal with the humidity and rainfall,
Okay.
and how to create a landscape that's both beautiful and sustainable.
So it's about finding someone who understands the nuances
Yeah.
of Phuket's environment.
Yeah.
What about things like seasonal maintenance? Is that something I need to worry about from afar?
The guide highlights the importance of seasonal tasks,
Okay.
like cleaning gutters before the monsoon season,
Right.
checking the roof for damage after storms,
Okay.
and preparing the garden for changes in weather. These might seem small,
Yeah.
but they can prevent big problems and costly repairs down the road.
I can see how neglecting those tasks could lead to bigger issues. It makes sense to stay ahead of the game. But how can I possibly manage all of that from miles away?
That's where technology comes in again.
Okay.
The guide talks about the benefits of remote monitoring using cameras and sensors. Imagine you get an alert on your phone that a strong wind has knocked down a tree limb near your villa.
Okay.
You can immediately contact your local team and they can handle the situation before it causes further damage.
That kind of peace of mind would be invaluable.
Hmm,
It sounds like technology plays a huge role in managing a villa remotely.
it does.
But what about security? That's got to be a top concern when you're not there in person.
It is, and the guide dedicates a significant portion to discussing security measures.
Okay.
It emphasizes going beyond basic locks and alarms,
Right.
recommending things like motion detectors,
Okay.
smart locks controllable from your phone, and even CCTV cameras that stream live footage to your device.
So even if I'm on the other side of the world, I can still see what's happening at my villa in real time.
Exactly. And not only can you see what's happening,
Okay.
but you can also control access to your villa remotely. You can unlock the door for a guest who arrives late, or you can be alerted if there's any suspicious activity. It really is a game changer for peace of mind.
Yeah.
But the guide also stresses the importance of having a local security firm, especially for regular patrols and emergency response.
Right.
They have the local knowledge and can react quickly if anything happens.
It's like having a whole security team on call.
Speaking of being on call, what about managing everyday things like utilities? That seems like it could be tricky from afar. You'd be surprised how much easier it is than you might think.
Okay.
The guide recommends setting up automatic payments for all your bills to avoid late fees or service interruptions.
Okay, that's a relief.
No more frantic calendar checking or scrambling to make international payments.
But what about keeping track of those bills and making sure everything is running efficiently?
The guide has some great advice for that too.
Okay.
It suggests embracing smart meters and other technology to monitor your villa's energy and water consumption remotely. Imagine being able to track your villa's energy usage in real time from anywhere in the world.
That's pretty cool. What would be the benefit of that?
You could spot things like a leak or an appliance malfunction early on,
Right.
saving you money and preventing potential damage. It's all about being proactive and using technology to your advantage.
So it's like having a digital detective on the case, constantly looking for ways to improve efficiency.
Yeah.
I like that. But what happens if a real emergency pops up? A burst pipe in the middle of the night or a power outage during a monsoon? Emergencies are bound to happen.
Right.
And the guide is very clear about the importance of having a plan.
Okay.
It recommends outlining protocols for different scenarios, like natural disasters or unexpected damages.
So it's like having a playbook, making sure everyone knows what to do and who to contact.
Exactly. And the guide also suggests creating a list of trusted local contractors.
Right.
Plumbers, electricians, general repair specialists, so you have a team ready to go at a moment's notice.
That makes a lot of sense. But wouldn't it be better if I could just fix some of these things myself remotely?
That's actually something the guide addresses.
Okay.
It talks about using technology for remote troubleshooting.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, some smart home systems can alert you to potential problems before they become major issues. You might even be able to resolve some issues remotely.
Wow, so maybe I can become a virtual handyman from thousands of miles away. This is fascinating stuff. Okay, so we've covered keeping the villa in top shape. What about the people who get to enjoy it, the guests? How do you manage that whole experience remotely? That's where the guide gets really creative.
Okay.
It emphasizes the importance of providing a seamless and memorable experience for your guests, even when you're not physically there.
I'm all ears. Tell me more.
One suggestion is to create personalized welcome packs for each guest. Imagine arriving at a beautiful villa after a long journey and finding a basket filled with local treats, a handwritten welcome note, and a guide to the best hidden gems in Phuket.
That's a great idea. It's all about that personal touch. What else?
Another key element is 24/7 support.
Right.
You want your guests to feel like they can easily reach you or your property manager if they have any questions or concerns.
Because nothing ruins a vacation faster than feeling like you're stranded with a problem and no one to help.
Exactly. And beyond just being available, the guide suggests going the extra mile by providing guests with curated recommendations for local experiences. Think hidden beaches, authentic restaurants, vibrant markets, those unique things that make Phuket so special.
It's like having a personal concierge, guiding guests to the best that Phuket has to offer. But what if something goes wrong, like a plumbing issue or a Wi-Fi outage? How do you handle those situations from afar?
The guide emphasizes the importance of having a clear system in place. First, establish clear communication channels so guests know exactly how to reach you or your property manager.
That takes care of the who to call part. what about actually getting the problem fixed?
That's where having that pre-vetted list of local service providers comes in handy. You can quickly and efficiently address any issues,
Right.
ensuring a smooth and enjoyable experience for your guests.
It sounds like being organized and having a reliable team on the ground is essential for managing guest experiences remotely. Speaking of managing things, we haven't talked much about finances. How do you keep track of everything and make sure the villa is profitable when you're not there in person?
That's an important aspect.
Yeah.
And the guide offers some great advice on managing your villa's finances remotely. One key tip is to embrace the power of automated financial reports.
Oh, I love automating things. It's like having a personal accountant working tirelessly behind the scenes. Tell me more.
Imagine this. Instead of spending hours sifting through receipts and spreadsheets,
Right?
you receive regular reports that break down your villa's income, expenses, and cash flow. You can see at a glance how your investment is performing and make adjustments as needed.
That's amazing. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of managing finances from afar. But what about budgeting? Is that something I can do remotely?
Absolutely. The guide recommends creating a detailed budget that covers all anticipated expenses for your villa. This will help you track your spending, stay on top of bills,
Right.
and ensure that your investment remains profitable.
It's like having a financial roadmap that guides you towards success.
Yeah.
But navigating finances in a foreign country can be tricky. Does the guide address anything about that?
It does. The guide stresses the importance of understanding and complying with local Thai financial regulations, taxes, property laws, business permits. It can feel overwhelming. The guide recommends seeking guidance from a local financial expert to ensure you are doing everything correctly.
So it's about doing your homework and making sure you're following the rules. That makes sense. It seems like we've covered almost everything. Is there anything else our listeners should know about managing a Phuket villa remotely?
The guide wraps up with two final but very important points:
Okay.
embracing sustainable practices and regularly reviewing insurance coverage.
Okay, let's talk about sustainability first. Why is that so important for a Phuket villa owner?
It's not just about being environmentally responsible,
Right.
although that's a major benefit. Sustainability can also enhance your villa's appeal to eco-conscious travelers,
Okay.
improve your property value, and even save you money in the long run.
It sounds like a win-win situation. What kind of sustainable practices does the guide recommend?
It suggests practical steps like installing solar panels to harness Phuket's abundant sunshine, which can reduce your reliance on the grid and lower your energy bills. It also encourages promoting eco-friendly practices among your guests, like providing recycling bins and using energy-efficient appliances.
So it's about creating a culture of sustainability at your villa,
Yeah.
where everyone contributes to protecting the environment.
Yeah.
What about insurance? Why is it so important to review coverage regularly?
Property values can fluctuate, especially in a place like Phuket.
Right.
Your villa's value might have increased, meaning you need to adjust your coverage to make sure you're fully protected,
Okay.
or the value might have decreased and you could be overpaying for insurance.
It makes sense to keep an eye on that. Does the guide offer any other advice related to insurance?
It stresses having a plan for handling insurance claims efficiently. This includes documenting any damages, contacting your insurer promptly, and having that reliable list of local contractors ready to handle repairs quickly.
So being prepared is key. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today. Property management systems, regular inspections, security, utilities, guest services, financial management, sustainable practices, and insurance. True. Is there anything else our listeners should know about managing a Phuket villa remotely?
The guide wraps up with a final point about the transformative power of technology for remote management.
On all ears.
It's incredible how technology can bridge the gap between you and your Phuket villa, no matter how far away you are. Smart home devices allow you to control everything from lighting and temperature to security systems and appliances,
Right.
all from your phone. Imagine adjusting the thermostat before your guests arrive, or ensuring all the lights are off and the villa is empty.
It's like having a virtual butler attending to every detail, even when you're thousands of miles away. Are there any other technological wonders highlighted in the guide?
The guide also talks about remote access and control systems that take things to the next level.
Okay.
You can check security cameras, manage heating and cooling, even unlock doors for guests, all from your device.
Wow, that's incredible. It sounds like I can have complete control over my villa no matter where I am in the world.
Exactly. And finally, the guide emphasizes the importance of digital communication tools like chat apps and video calls for staying connected with your guests, property manager, and local service providers. This ensures smooth communication and seamless villa management.
It's like having a direct line to everyone involved, keeping everything running smoothly. Okay, we've officially covered every nook and cranny of this comprehensive guide, but before we wrap up, I want to touch on one point that really stood out to me. It's the guide's recurring emphasis on the importance of local expertise.
That's a great observation.
Yeah.
Throughout the guide, it's clear that having a network of trusted local professionals is crucial for successful remote villa management.
From property managers and inspectors to landscapers, contractors, and security firms, these local experts bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to the table. They understand the unique challenges of the Phuket climate, the intricacies of local regulations, and the nuances of the culture.
It's about building relationships with people who understand the local landscape and can provide reliable, high-quality service.
It's like having a team of trusted partners on the ground, ensuring that your villa is well cared for, even when you can't be there yourself. Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive, what is the final thought the guide leaves us with?
The guide ends with a thought-provoking question that I think will resonate with our listener. Considering the unique challenges and opportunities that Phuket presents, what one sustainable upgrade would you prioritize for your villa and why?
That's a great question. It really makes you think about the long-term impact of your choices. Do you go for solar panels to harness that incredible tropical sunshine? Or maybe focus on water conservation with a rainwater harvesting system?
It all comes down to your individual priorities and goals for your villa.
It really encourages you to think about not only the financial return on investment,
Right.
but also the environmental impact of your choices.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that ties in perfectly with a broader trend we're seeing
Yeah.
in the world of real estate. This desire to create spaces that are both luxurious and sustainable.
It's not just about having a beautiful villa anymore. It's about making sure it's environmentally responsible
Right.
and contributing to a healthier planet.
Exactly. And what's so fascinating is how technology is enabling us to do this remotely. Now, you can monitor your energy consumption,
Right.
adjust your villa's settings to be more eco-friendly,
Hmm.
and even control things like rainwater harvesting systems, all from your phone.
It's incredible to think that we can have such a positive impact on a property that's thousands of miles away.
It really challenges the traditional notion of what it means to own and manage a property.
Speaking of challenges, this whole conversation has made me realize that managing a Phuket villa remotely is about so much more than just the practical tasks.
It's about adopting a whole new mindset. It's about embracing technology, being proactive,
Hmm.
and building strong relationships with your team on the ground.
It's about creating a system that allows you to enjoy the benefits of owning a piece of paradise without the stress of being there all the time.
And it's about finding that balance between high-tech solutions
Yeah.
and the personal touch that makes your villa truly special.
Well said.
Hmm.
I think we've covered everything there is to know about managing a Phuket villa remotely, from finding the right property management system
Hmm?
to embracing sustainable practices and creating unforgettable experiences for your guests.
It's been a really comprehensive deep dive.
Yeah.
And I hope our listener feels empowered to take what they've learned and apply it to their own villa.
I agree. We've only scratched the surface, but this guide, How to Maintain Your Phuket Villa Remotely Without Worrying About Deterioration,
Right.
is a fantastic resource for anyone looking to learn more.
It's packed with practical tips, real-world examples, and inspiring ideas that will help you navigate the exciting world of remote villa ownership.
So, to our listener, thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Phuket. We hope you found it informative and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
And remember, the journey doesn't end here. There's always something new to learn, new technologies to explore, and new ways to enhance your experience as a remote villa owner.
So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the world of knowledge. We'll be here to guide you every step of the way. Until next time, happy villaing.